series. This Elevate video is going to walk through manually downcoding diagnosis codes in Centricity during the ICD-10 transition. Centricity has built-in functionality to allow for the ability to downcode ICD-10 diagnoses. This functionality is accommodated through the use of new fields called the related ICD-9 code 1, 2, 3, and 4. If there is a carrier still accepting ICD-9 codes, Centricity will look to these new related ICD-9 code fields when it is pulling information into both electronic and paper claims. By default, these fields will not show on the Charges tab and will need to be manually added per individual user. To get started with adding these fields, first pull up any ticket in Centricity. Then, simply click on the Charges tab to locate the Diagnosis View list. To begin adding your new fields, right-click on any column header and select Columns. In the pop-up, look for the Hidden Columns box. Highlight the first related ICD-9 code header and click the Add button. This will add the column to the Visible Columns box. Continue this process until all related ICD-9 code fields have been added. Use the arrow icons to move the related ICD-9 code columns directly after the code column, placing them in chronological order for easier access on the Charges tab. Keep in mind that adding this number of columns will take up more space in your diagnosis view list. If you feel it may be necessary, these columns can be resized using the width field so that they fit more visually on your screen. After that, click the OK button to save your changes for your current session. To save these columns in a more permanent manner, right-click on any column header and select Save Columns. Once you add the appropriate columns, you will be able to begin downcoding ICD-10 diagnosis codes to ICD-9 codes when necessary. Centricity does have built-in logic based on the carrier ICD-10 implementation date that will allow you to easily tell when a ticket requires downcoding. During the approval stage of your daily charge import process, tickets requiring downcoding will approve fail, with a note indicating that the pair requires ICD-9 codes for the data service. This note can be found in the Approval Results column. When you see this indicated on your billing screen, double-click on the claim. Once the ticket opens, click on the Charges tab. In the Diagnosis View list, review the ICD-10 diagnosis codes and determine the ICD-9 diagnosis codes that should be filed in its place. Double-click an ICD-10 diagnosis code, and in the related ICD-9 code fields, enter any corresponding ICD-9 diagnosis codes. In the Diagnosis Entry window, if there are additional ICD-10 diagnoses that need to be updated, use the Previous and Next buttons to navigate to the next code. Once all ICD-10 codes have been downcoded, click the OK button. In the Diagnosis View list, delete the diagnosis codes called Unknown EMR ICD-10 Diagnosis that consist of 4 question marks, as well as any ICD-9 diagnosis codes that are listed. Review the Procedure View list to ensure procedure codes are properly linked, and make any necessary changes to the numbers associated to the diagnoses in the Diagnosis column. If changes are made, click the OK button to save them. Click the Approve button to ready the ticket to run through ACE. This concludes our Elevate video on ICD-10 downcoding in Centricity. If you have any questions or need further assistance, please open a case with our Unlimited Systems Consulting Desk.